So it's been quite a while since I've put out a Beanie video, and I figured I should probably do something about that. So while I explain some stuff, here's just a look at my current setup. Ignore the pink wall, it came that way. So yeah, most of my Beanie videos that I've done before have either been making fun of bad articles or going over my collection and talking about them. And I did enjoy doing those, and I still kind of want to do more. In fact, I have some things to show off here. So first of all, we have uh, this is a bunch of footage I recorded a while back, and it's pretty long. It's a lot of stuff. Um, so I've been I can't say I've been editing it because I haven't touched this in ages, but I have videos sort of edited down. As you can see from my timeline, there hasn't been much done to it. It probably needs a lot more trimming and kind of sprucing up. I just haven't wanted to do it yet, but this is going over at least some of that footage, showing off the collection and just talking about everything and putting in info where necessary. Uh, like I said, I just kind of haven't had the patience to go through all that yet, but I really need to at some point. I did also make this video, which is complete, and this is a detailed timeline of Beanie history up to mid 97, I guess. Or actually, no, I think it goes up to, yeah, basically the start of 97. Just kind of showing when stuff were introduced, when it retired, when stuff changed, some tag detail information, stuff like that. I'm pretty happy with this video. I haven't wanted to put it out yet because this was supposed to lead into my other video where I talked over my whole collection and, basically just gave some further context to stuff. I figured I would release it all as one big thing, and like I said, I just kind of haven't done that yet. So, in the meantime, here's something else stupid. So, as you may be aware, I am a moderator on a Facebook group about beanies, and I don't do as much there as I probably should. Um, Basically, the duties of being a mod there are approving posts, replying to people's questions, helping when possible, that type of stuff. And sometimes I just get so sick of it that I have to kind of step away for a while because the amount of just repeat questions and people refusing to learn gets very tiresome. And so, all the time that I've been doing this, I kind of usually make a habit of sharing some of the dumber posts that I find with friends and, just laughing at how, annoying they can be. And I'll talk about these in videos sometimes, just, apropos of nothing, but I won't, show them off specifically or whatever. And part of the reason for that is because I don't really want to make fun of people, but I kind of can't help it. And so what I've got here is I have a collection here of, it's 31 posts. We're just going to go through them in the order that I found them. And I blocked out all the names, and I'm just going to, bring them up, probably read them out, and then just kind of, if it's not apparent, immediately obvious what the problem is, then I'll explain it, give some further context. Here's the thing, is this group is meant to basically just be for, beginners and experts alike, and it's supposed to be helpful for beginners. And so there's a huge emphasis on providing information to people. And the group is run by the same people who do the Beanie Baby Price Guide site, which the site itself has a lot of information on it, and it sells the guide, which just lists every beanie and all their current market prices. And I'll get into more about how that works when it comes up in some of these posts. But, sometimes people recommend the guide if someone has a big collection and they know nothing about it. It's like, here, you can spend $10 and here's all the answers for you. It's probably, more efficient than trying to work it all out yourself. And we're not going to answer about every single thing you have. That takes forever. And some people get really annoyed by that. But, like I said, we really do try to provide info. And in the group, if you search for previous posts, like if you just have a certain beanie you're wondering about, and you type that in the search bar, you'll find other topics or like other posts asking about it, and you'll get, you'll see the answers that were given. But people just never do that. And so it just ultimately comes down to just the same questions over and over and over and over. And it gets really annoying. And a lot of times when you give them these answers or just link them, like, here's the page that explains it, they'll get annoyed. And like, I don't want to read that. Why don't you just answer? It's like, oh my God. So you'll see a lot of that. And so I'm explaining this because I want to explain why I'm so frustrated with a lot of these. I'm probably going to call people morons or, other synonyms. And that's not accurate. I can't, it's not fair of me to say that to people. I do not expect people to just be an instant expert on a random esoteric subject like Beanie Babies. Like, the info's out there, but it is buried. There's a lot of terrible, wrong info out there too. And, it takes some common sense to weed through it, but the point is, I'm gonna be mean here, and it's a little unfair of me, but I kind of can't help it. So if you're gonna get annoyed by that, I'm sorry, but I kind of can't. I'm not gonna say I won't do it. So let's go ahead and start out here. So I don't know what this one was in response to, but somebody posted a common beanie. So my response is, this is a very common beanie. The tag is like normal. There's no sticker on the tush tag. Or no, there is a sticker on the tush tag, but that isn't uncommon either. It was put on most beanies for a couple months in summer 1997. My collection of 80 plus Gen 4 beanies has at least a dozen of those. And then the person responds, is it worth anything? So I feel like my first sentence pretty much should have answered that for you. This is a case of desperation. We're going to see a lot of that, where it's just, for whatever reason, the default state of anything is it must be worth something. Or, if you're not specifically telling me a value, I have to ask. I will not take, I'm not going to assume anything. And that mindset is very annoying. But yeah, here, I said it was common. Like, no, that doesn't give you a value, but like, it's $5. Like, anyway. Here's a good one. Apparently my post was flagged. I have first generation Beanies. Why was it flagged? So what that means is, we have to approve every post. And if somebody tries to post something and it is either, just providing bad info, or it's, the type of thing where it's like, here's a comment, I'm selling it for $5,000, we'll be like, nope. Or if it's something that we have a page that answers this and we don't want them to keep posting it, we'll link them to that type of thing. So they post this, we deleted their post. When we delete their posts, it will tell you why we deleted it, and it'll give them the info and often link them to a place. And people just tend to not look at that. And so, yeah, this is what a first generation hang tag looks like. Tags with a yellow star are not first generation. McDonald Teeny Beanies are not first generation. So here's our Gen 1 tag. This one is a tiny one, but not from 1993. So McDonald Teeny Beanies are not first generation Beanie Babies. Oh, well, here's a tiny one. Yeah, that's what we just said. Also, not the same tag. The letters are totally different. It is not the same. But then we have, yeah, so already, we're off to a good start because they're just not paying attention. But yeah, then we have, maybe they don't know what a Beanie is, because we have first generation Beanies. Well, I definitely do. T really know much about them, was gifted to me about 6 years ago, and they have just sat there. I want to see a Benny. I don't know what this accent is. I want to see a Benny because I, for one, never saw one. Are they rare? So yeah, people just, shit posting basically. But moving on. These are ones I have with no star, and I also have loads with these types of labels. Any idea for value? These are ones I have with no star. So what they're effectively saying here is, it's something very commonly mentioned in the group that beanies from Gen 1 to 3, which have the tags that don't have any sort of star or anything on them, are usually worth something, and most beanies later aren't. Now, the way I described that is already giving more nuance than most people do. A lot of times people will just say, anything without a star is rare, anything with a star is common. And it's like, no, don't simplify it that much. I'll get into later, there's exceptions, but it's like that's way oversimplifying it. But as a trend, yes. But here they are. Here are ones I have with no star, and then they post a Gen 5. It looks like Hope. And I don't remember offhand what generation this is, but, it's not the yellow star, but there's still a star on there. Come on. Then these bottom ones aren't as noteworthy. This one is a specific, it's like a FIFA thing. This is an Attic Treasure. It doesn't have a star. It looks like a Gen 3 tag, but it's not, because Attic Treasures are different. This is a Pluffy, hence why it says Pluffies. It's not a Beanie Baby. So, yeah. Any ideas, possible value, all available for sale from UK. So, they've just got some stuff here, and they have these certificates. I don't actually know what these are. It's, okay, Full of Beans. I think I've heard of them before, but yeah, it's not one of the more well-known authenticators. But so, yeah, they've come into some beanies that have been authenticated and apparently don't know what they are. So I went ahead and responded. I'm not going to read out my whole thing here, but I gave answers about all the beanies they posted, and the most noteworthy thing is their version of tank, because they have the 9-line no-shell Gen 4 tank, which is pretty rare. It's not going to be worth a fortune, but you can get at least $50 for it. So it's not bad. There's a couple other ones in here that are, all right. So that's my answer. $5. So I don't know what we want to call these kind of people. I'm sure there's a good term for it, but it's the people who feel the need to answer questions that have already been answered and answer them poorly. Because pay attention to the fact that I had answered this 18 hours ago and I had given a good detailed explanation, and the original poster liked it. And then this hero of heroes comes in 11 hours later, $5. Thanks. Don't buy anything from Glenn. He scammed me out of money, and Beanie Babies he owed me and will not return my text. Which Glenn? Don't buy anything from anyone named Glenn, apparently. They're not trustworthy. Hi, I have tons of Beanie Babies that I am not sure or worth. Can you tell me what they are worth? They are all PV pallets, and I believe our first gen Beanie Babies, so I have errors on their tags as well, and missing the stamps on the tags. Whew, okay, let's break this one down. So, here we have the, it's the, hey, I'm a long-time watcher, first-time caller. It's just the most standard, like, I have stuff and I don't know what they are. Can you help? Okay, they are all PV pallets. So, what they're trying to say is they are all PVC pellets, because there is a misunderstanding that PVC pellets make a beanie worth money. It's not true. That is accurate on Princess and literally nothing else. But anyway, they are all PV pallets. I can tell you for a fact they are not, because I know when PVC pellets stopped being used. It was February of 1998. Spangle, that came out in April 99. Valentina, January 99. Scorch, October 98. This is an Attic Treasure. Wise, May of 98. Cuckoo, May of 98. Clubby, May of 98. Ants, May of 98. That's a teeny beanie. So no, they are not all PV pallets. I hate when people do that. Even if it did matter, you're lying. Stop, don't do that. Anyway, I believe our first gen Beanie Babies, so I believe they are first-gen Beanie Babies, I guess is what they're saying. No, they're absolutely not. That's not even debatable. So I'm have errors on their tags as well. So I guess I'm thinking this was a speech to text. Some have errors on their tags as well. So, really, really good info there. Oh, they have errors? Oh, well, shit. They must be, massively rare then. What are the errors? No, doesn't matter. They're errors. I mean, that's all it needs, right? And missing the stamps on the tags. That's more specific. That doesn't ever fucking matter either. So here's the thing, is the stamps were used for a specific range of time, and so anything older than that won't have it, and anything newer than that won't have it. And we have both of those cases here. Valentina Spangle will have the Gen 7 tags with the hologram on the front. Those don't have the stamps, even though they're newer than that, when this would imply that... whatever. Moving on. Hey guys, I just joined the group. IDK anything about these things. They all have their tags and some have errors in the tags. Can you guys help me out? So, once again, vague errors, but more importantly, what are these pictures? So, let me join this group. I need help. I want other people to answer things for me, but I'm going to do the least work I can and just dump them on the floor and have a bunch of them facing away, just out of the shot, upside down. Let's just have this random Sylvester toy here. Here's a beanbag, maybe. like, can you not put a little more effort into your photo? Like, come on, man. Never been open. Have a whole lot. This is just a sneak peek in original packaging. New to this. Help me help you. That's pretty much all you need for this one. I think this one's just hilarious from the get-go. So, let's... I mean, do I even need to say anything? This sounds like they're approaching you from an alley, opening a trench coat, like, check out what I got. Like, this is a sneak peek. It's so stupid. And what tops it off for me is the fact that these are teeny beanies, because these things are worthless. Like, nobody buys these. We had to make, a post to basically clump them all into one place, because so many people have them, and nobody wants to buy them. And so, we put it to a poll, and it's like, should we ban them entirely, or should we just quarantine them to one post? And it was voted on, and it got quarantined to one post. So every day people post their teenies, and we're like, nope, go over there. And they post it there, and this thread has 2,000 posts, and the very start of it, the first thing you see before you can reply to it, is a message from the moderator, this is the Teeny Beanie post, here is an article talking about them, it goes over rumors you may have heard, and yeah, they all have very little value. And then the whole thread is people posting these, what are they worth? And then other people, oh, I don't know. It's like, it's such a mystery. If only there was a resource that I was replying to that had the answer. Anyway, is there anyone on here interested in my Snort the Bull, or could help me find someone that would be interested? And then Karen responds, many collectors have it already. It's not hard to find. If you search eBay, there are 2,900 for sale at the moment. They do sell mostly around $3 to $5 in mint condition. So he got his answer. That was 15 hours ago. An hour later, the same person, for sale, rare original Snort the Bull in perfect condition, serious inquiries only, please. So, they got their answer, and they just didn't fucking care. They're like, oh, well, there's only 2,900 for sale? Oh, rare, original, perfect condition. Look at that. It's perfect. Not selling it, just wanting to know information on it. My husband has a box full of the first generation one that got released, and this is one of them. All have been in cases for years with tags on them. Just want to know information. So, not a first gen. This is a Gen 5. So let's get that out of the way here. But yeah, so we've got Halo. People ask about Halo every single day. It is common. There's very little to say about it, really. But, you know, it looks fancy, so it must be worth money, right? So, Karen responds with the article explaining Halo. And this article basically, there's a lot of articles on the site that are similar to this, and they make these for a lot of the most commonly asked about beanies. And it basically says, like, you know, you may have seen rumors on this before that this thing is valuable and for X, Y, and Z reasons, but this isn't true. Let me break it down for you. And it explains a lot of stuff, and it gives a lot of examples of sales that are on eBay that went for really high. And it's just like, so, you know, if you look at this, it looks like it sold for a lot of money, but let me explain why it didn't. And it breaks down the problem, because it's, you know, it's always like just somebody with no buying history suddenly dropping 20K on a beanie from someone else with no selling history. It's like, this didn't happen. This is faked. Or at best, it's like, you know, a drug deal going on. So that's what these articles go over. Oh, thank you. Just checked it out. Definitely has all the errors, and it's rare. Yeah, thank you. Just not sure what the rare ones go for now. So they didn't read the article. Read it again, please. Definitely not rare. Sorry. It's not rare. It's actually a very extremely common beanie. Supposed errors have no impact on value. Would suggest rereading that article. Halo is not rare. In fact, it was so common, people were getting many and dyeing them for fun. Here's a line from the article. Halo is one of the most common beanies ever made. Is manufacturing during the height of the craze and Ty was making millions of them. So, you know, a whole bunch of people come in like, no, you messed up. And then they responded, oh, dang, I misread it. Oh, thank you, guys. I have this Valentino bear with the following errors. Long face instead of normal one. Misspelled original on the hang tag. Double space after handmade. Misspelled surface, spelled as Sufis. City and state are mislabeled. Correct way is supposed to be Oakbrook, IL. This one is printed as Oakbrook, IL, The brown nose is at an angle. I've done a good amount of research, and I've seen that this is one of the most valuable ones there are. I have another Valentino bear with the regular size face, and just a couple of tag errors. Any info would be great as far as price for this specific bear. So, I don't need to tell you all this is bullshit. So this thing does have a typo. It has original with GIINAL. The back of it says Sufis wash instead of surface wash. Those are errors. They're just extremely common. They don't impact the value. This other crap doesn't mean anything. Like, just no. You know, of course, we had to specify the brown nose, even though they always have a brown nose, because people think that's an error. It's at an angle. Like, yeah, I guess. Does that matter? No. But what I really love about this one is the long face instead of normal one. Let's go back to Halo. So, yeah, this one's face, you know, this one's a little more round. This one, oh man, round face, or long face. Oh, what could that mean? Maybe it's a stuffed animal, and this one was made a little different because it was handmade. So yeah, it's needless to say, this thing's $5 to $10, but the desperation for finding errors. I love when it extends past the tag stuff, and it's just like, oh man, the nose is at an angle. All right. So this one was in response to people sharing stuff from the price guide. So you have to buy the guide, and at the bottom of every page it says, this is for your use only, do not share. And so here's the deal with that is, you know, they sell the price guide because it takes an incredible amount of effort to put together, and it has to be researched on a twice per year basis. Basically, every single beanie in there, of which there are thousands, get monitored. They look at eBay, see what sales have been done. They look at other websites. They also monitor private sales for some of the high-end ones. And all of that gets factored in. It's a ton of work. And the guide is basically there to try to help pay to keep the website up. They do not make a profit on it. It doesn't even pay off the website. It just helps support it. So that's the guide. And, it's a very useful thing to have. I can understand why they charge money for it. It's the same thing as buying a physical magazine that has the prices. I could see arguments for making it free, but it makes sense that they didn't. So anyway, people shared the guide. And so she responds, "The price guide is copyrighted. We actively protect our material. If you want it, buy it. If you don't want to buy it, don't ask others to violate the terms of purchase. They'll be in trouble too." And that's why your name is Karen. Yes, very funny. And yeah, basically this guy then goes on to, eBay will give you a free estimate. The book does nothing. The book is nothing. It's only what people will pay. Like, no shit, Sherlock. Yes, people will pay what they think is reasonable. And what do you know? The guide, is made out of the values that people paid. So you figured it out. Congrats. This one was actually posted in the mod chat. So we have, here's a instance of a post getting deleted. So here's the original post. Hello all, I have a few rare beanies I'm looking to sell to good homes to be loved and cherished. They're all in mint condition. I'll attach pictures later on. Right now I've got a Batty, 2 Claude, 1 Iggy, 1 Maple, 1 Peanut, 1 Valentina. Okay. And so this was it was denied. None listed or rare. Photos must be provided. The main violation here was no photos. A lot of times, people will say something is rare and still only ask for $5, and it's like, that's a little misleading, but fine, we'll let it through. But yeah, we don't allow sales with no pictures. So it got declined for that reason, but she also said, yeah, none of these are rare, which they're not. And this is just, this links to a lot of posts that give you info. And the no violation thing basically is just, sometimes we'll delete a post even if it isn't breaking a rule because it's just repetitive, and we'll just explain in the notes like, hey, sorry, but you can find that answer elsewhere without having to ask again. So this is why this post was deleted. And then they responded, "Since this all has to be approved, yes, they are rare, and you can kiss my ass, you fuckwad." So, very, very classy. "No scams, please." Oh! Peace Bear with rare errors. 2 eyes in original and no orange surface, and it has PVC pellets. And so somebody responds to this, "Please update to a camera older than the Beanie. Much thanks. Having said that, nobody will scam you for this, I promise." So yeah, this is similar to the people who just dumped a bunch of them on the floor. The photos here are just spectacular. 10 out of 10. "Can anybody help me identify the correct pricing of this rainbow? It's got the name Rainbow, yellow eyes, no tongue. Tush tag on the bottom line. Oh my god. Oakbrook is printed as one word. Ferrum Hansen swing tag. Says before potion, possibly more." Oh, okay, so sorry, these are all extremely common, stupid-ass things people point out. So let's not even get into the fact that the Rainbow Iggy thing is a little confusing, but so yeah, tush tag on the bottom has 1965 KR. Congratulations, you found it. It's there on literally every beanie ever made. Good job. Oakbrook is printed as one word. Yes, same thing. Ferrum Hands on swing tag. Okay, who cares? Space before exclamation point and poem. Oh, you don't say. Oh, man. So, anyway, they get linked to the article on this. It explains Iggy and Rainbow because they went through some confusion and design changes and stuff. And the bottom of the page basically just says, like, Yeah. So all that said, even the versions that were made incorrectly were still made for like 6 months, so they're really common and they usually sell for about $5. So they got their answer and then they bumped it. I love that one. It's just, looking for a second opinion, I guess. I don't know. Thai Beanie Baby Liberty 1996. Brown nose, new condition, tag intact and uncreased, discontinued. Price is negotiable. Please message. This one's not that bad, but I wanted to include it because it mentioned the brown nose. It also says this is a Beanie Baby, which it isn't. This is a Beanie Buddy. There are two very different things. It's also not from 1996. This is from at least 2000. So I don't know where that year came from. It's definitely not on the tag. Okay. The bow is backwards. She's Special Bear. 1997 original first edition Princess Beanie Baby with tags and the prayer in the tag, Princess of Whale. Just one whale. This is their only photo. And this is not a case of it's cropped poorly and if you click it, the bear is off to the side. No, this is just a photo of gray. And they submitted this. Also, the bow is backwards. She's Special Bear. The bows on the bears are just tied around the necks and they're not sewn into them, so you can turn it. You can put the ribbon on the back. You can just change that. How did you not check? You found it with the backwards bow and you're like, oh shit, rare. And then just immediately, quick, let me take a picture of my wall and post this. Oh man. Hi guys, my fiance and I recently picked up the 30th anniversary beanies. We found a signature 2-bear in Tennessee on the left, and this other one back home in Michigan on the right. Clearly different style bears. What do you guys have? Clearly different style bears. Do I need to say anything? Remember Long Face Valentino? Yeah, it's, wow, it was stuffed a little differently. Stop the presses. First photo are the rare ones, which are worth more. Second are kinda common. All been kept away in bags for years. They all still have tags. My Facebook's messing up. I only see 2 pics of comments. Can you post the rare ones, please? Yeah, that's basically it. Just, nothing here is special. I don't even know what this one is. I'm not sure if that's even a Beanie Baby. Moving on. Okay. Is 2.5K a reasonable offer for a number 1 bear? I'm considering buying, but obviously they don't go up for sale often for me to have any idea. I have the pricing guide, but for the beanies that don't trade hands as often, it's harder to trust what I'm seeing. So let's just take that at face value. Let me, you can read the other stuff. I'll get to that in a second, but... So, number 1 bear. It is an employee exclusive that was given out in late 98. 253 were made. They're individually signed and numbered by Ty Warner. They typically sell around this amount. They're very rare. Most people who have them aren't selling them. But, they do occasionally, and when they do, it's several thousands of dollars. These are very prized collector's items. Things are only worth what people are willing to pay for them. 10 upvotes. I hate this statement so much. It's the equivalent of... I don't know what it's the equivalent of. It reminds me of The Customer is Always Right, where it's just a pointless statement that is thrown out when you've run out of things to say. Yes, thank you. That does not answer the question. They're asking what it usually sells for. Things are only worth what people are willing to pay for them. Oh, well, shit, okay, I'll sell it for... I can buy one for $10 then, I guess, if, I'm willing to pay $10, so that should be enough, right? Dumbass. Anyway, this person then says, "Tell me which one. If I have it, I will see it cheaper." And then someone responds to them, "I was thinking the same thing." So these people think they have a number one bear. They're gonna, they're gonna go check their bin and see if they've got one. Oh, if I have it, I'll sell it for cheaper than 2.5K. Like, no, you don't have one. Get out of here. Can anyone give me insight on this Aaron misprint? So the tag is not connected, first of all. And here's the tag. Let's take a minute here. Where's the misprint? I'm looking. Yeah, there's no misprint here. I hate it so much when people do this. Yeah, it's not bad enough that errors are not worth anything anyway. And most of the time when people list off like, oh man, I've got 20 errors, it's all just a bunch of random garbage that isn't an error in the first place. Like, you could look at this and just say, why is there a period after IL? That's an error. Like, I'm trying to think, like, what else on here is there a problem? Would they have a problem with? I'm sure there's something. I've seen people claim, oh, Fareham Hance is an error because it should be Hampshire or something, some stupid thing like that. But, whatever you claim, it's always, there's an error. But here, I hate when they don't even have the courtesy to tell you what you're looking for. It's just like, oh, well, it's obvious, right? Hi everyone, I'm new here. In addition to a bunch of babies I have to research, I have 17 McDonald's Teeny Beanies, never opened. I keep reading that none of them are worth anything. Should I just donate them to the preschool I work at? Thanks in advance for your knowledge. So, Karen responds, that's an excellent idea. Many of us have donated for preschools and other places. Typically, the teenies on cardboard sell for $1 to $2. A few dollars more for a set. In plastic bags, $1. Out of packaging, only 10 to 25 cents. Here's more info on them. And then they respond, thank you. So, that's fine. They asked, they got their answer, and it's like, all right, thanks. Then this person swoops in. You all going to get rid of these, and then in 20 or so years, they'll be worth something. I would just keep all, especially if Ty Warner dies. I'm sure the values will go up again. Different events lead to things being more valuable. I'm keeping mine, and when my girls get older, they'll keep them and pass them along. They'll be valuable one day. Yeah, you keep saying that. How many times are you going to say that in the same sentence? Like, this is denial. This is 100% denial. Like, so people, like, the beanie hobby already has no respect for it because of these, like, the just large amounts of people that bought these things up, and it's like, yep, we're going to keep them in the attic and they'll be worth millions one day. And then, oh, they didn't. Oh my God. So it's like, okay, haha, that happened. A bunch of people were morons and they wasted their money. Oh no. And, just to sidetrack a little bit, my opinion on that is I do agree it was dumb to look at them for an investment, but I always just, liked collecting them just for the fun of it. I just like getting everything in a set. And something about the culture of them where there was just this random obsession and so much documentation on all of them and all the little variants and stuff. I kind of like that. So that's why I got into the hobby. It was never to make money. But, yeah, so we get... That's the thing, is... We now the whole beanie hobby is basically just a laughing stock, because it's like, oh, look at all these idiots who bought all this stuff and now they can't get rid of them. And then we just have the few little holdouts who are like, nah, man, it's going to happen one day. One day, every, like, these teenies that are worth 25 cents, all of them in the world except for mine are going to get ruined, and I'm going to have the only set that's going to be worth a lot one day. Especially when Ty Warner dies, that'll drive the market up, I'm sure. Get the hell out of here. Any idea on how much these are worth? And then Karen links to the piece article. There was no other info given on... Oh, this says 5 comments. There might have been a higher post, actually. But, yeah, so we've got the two beanies, or the two teenies, I mean. Curly's common, Valentino's common, Millennium's common, Hope's common, Princess has, cases where it can be worth something. Peace has cases where it can be worth something. So she links to the Peace article. There might have been another post that also linked to the Princess one. I'm not sure. I really think this site was just made to promote and sell the price guide, which is one person's opinion of what the worth is. They're worth what someone is willing to pay. I may see one I really want and be willing to pay $25, and the guide may say it's worth $2. So what you're saying is you're a dumbass, because if someone's selling it for $2, you're going to go up and be like, I'll give you $25 for that. Why would you do that? Like, what's the point? And don't tell me it's to be nice. Because that, it's one thing to help out a friend, or, sometimes you can help out a stranger. You can, help them in a time of need. You can give them some money. You can buy them something. But who is going to be like, here, have $25 for this $2 bear, because I just want to pay that extra little bit. Like, that doesn't happen. Come on. And also, so there's that aspect to it. And then there's the price guide being one person's opinion of what the worth is. First of all, I hate the phrase the worth. Like, that's not proper English, but it's not one person's opinion. The info is gathered from sales. It's not someone, just writing down what they think stuff is worth and then claiming that that's accurate. It's researched. Come on. Beanie Baby's nuts face error. I didn't do these circles. They posted it like this. Okay, so we have slightly tilted nose. That's definitely an eye. Yeah, those are whiskers. That's, nothing. Beanie Baby's nuts face error. What are we supposed to be looking at? Well, obviously Nuts has a saggy face. This is the ultra rare saggy Nuts. Yeah. That's basically that one. Oh god. This is a very rare Beanie Baby that has 10 errors on its tag. It's bright white, not common off-white. Sorry, I gotta stop right there. What do you mean, bright white, not common off-white? No, it's not. There's one shade of white this came in. Get out of here. Ferrum Hance PO15 UK. Not an error. No style number on swing tag. Not an error. Birth date spelled out, January 5, 1997. Most valuable. Not an error. 1997 on swing tag and 1998 on tush tag. Ultra rare. Not an error. So I keep saying not an error, but these are also, like, it's not just that it's not an error, it's that they're all like that. Like, so the address, you can find a different version of it, fine. It'll never have a style number. The birthday will always be this and written in this format. The tags will always have these years on them. Extra space between rhyme and the on swing tag, not an error. Oakbrook misspelled on both tags, should be Oak Brook. No, not an error. Comma after ink should not be there. No. PE pellets. Okay, thanks for letting me know. 1965 KR tag. Yeah, like they all have. Designations. Error. I don't know what that means. No clue what they're saying here. There are a lot of cuckoo birds, but this one is very valuable because of so many errors, compared to many very expensive error cuckoos available on eBay, etc. Or sorry, eBay Ect. Comes with quality plastic container to keep safe. And what really, seals the deal here is this tag that has been pissed on. 10 errors total. Oh, yeah, even the front of it, yeah. Man. Oh, and all that, so, hold on. We're not even done yet. So we pointed out all this crap, none of which matters. And, we've got the dirty tag. And it's super rare. It's, compared to all these many very expensive ones, they're asking $25. Now, that is still too much. Like, this beanie in mint condition would be $5. With this tag, it's like 1 or 2. But you hyped this thing so much and you're asking for 25? Wow, okay. I've had this snort for at least 10 to 15 years. I just recently discovered that a patch of his eye and his tail are some different type of fluorescent material, because as the picture shows, they light up under a black light. Only willing to sell if it's worth it, otherwise I will keep him. Serious inquiries are offers only, thank you. I just find this one funny. I want to know how they discovered this. So, I don't think this is actually what they're doing. Maybe I'm giving them too much credit here, but I like to imagine that this is just the logical next step. So we went from, in the 90s, when beanies actually were popular, we talked, like, the ones that sold for a lot were the rare ones. And then eventually that information, I guess got buried. It's not hard to find, but yeah, people don't like finding it. So we had to make up new crap. So, here's all these errors that allegedly exist that increase value. So we found those. And then people started making up errors, pointing out stuff that isn't there. Now we're literally having to try to see the unseeable to find selling points. All right. Hi all, I have an original 1993 squealer, the Pig Beanie Baby. It is in perfect condition, PVC pellets, and it even has the original typo in its tag. I have done so much research on what it is going for, and have heard so many different opinions. My local antique collector claims it will go for $14,000, but I wanted to see if any of you knew if that was correct, or if that is way overpriced. Any feedback is appreciated. So let's just, let's just kind of blow past the whole original typo. I don't know what they're talking about. The PVC doesn't matter and all that. I love this antique collector that claims it's selling for $14K. I don't get that one. So someone brought this into the store and was like, "Can you appraise this?" And they're like, "Oh, this is the super rare $14,000 pig." Like, I don't know what that accent was, but like, what happened? Whatever. Oh, this one made my piss boil. Okay, what 4th or 5th generation Beanie Babies are worth any money? I have maybe 1,000 with tags in great condition. Well, why do you have 1,000, first of all? Between Gen 4 and 5, there's like 200. How many duplicates do you have? Good God. Anyway, I have maybe 1,000 with tags in great condition. I would love to know where to start. All the others will go to a children's hospital. So no, it wasn't me. I didn't respond. One of the other mods responded with this article, which, so as I mentioned before, it's very commonly stated in the board that Gen 1 to 3 beanies are usually worth a lot, and later ones aren't, and I keep saying this is an oversimplification. And so I kept kind of pressing to have an article made that listed exceptions to this, because Gen 4 and 5, which are the yellow star ones, are mostly common, but there's some outliers. Some of them are worth more. And I'm like, it would be really helpful to have something to point people towards. And I wrote up a list, and they made an article out of it. And we use it all the time, because it's great to basically, point people to it. It's like, check if you got any of these. If not, then these are all pretty common. So he linked to that article. None. I don't think there are, except maybe some of the bears, and then not hundreds, just more than a couple dollars. They got their answer with an article listing the ones that are worth more, and then these heroes had to come in. No, there's none. Assholes. Why do they do this? And the thing is, I screenshotted this when it was new. This thread actually went on for quite a while later, like a while longer, and another mod stepped in and said, like, yes, there are some that are worth money. Here's the article. They posted the link again, and there were still more people saying, no, there's none. Hi all, I believe I have a rare tag error. The red tag cannot fit inside the plastic tag. The front of the tag fits into the plastic case, but the back side does not, and so the red tag does not fit in the clear case. Is this considered an error? So let's... I feel like there's too many of these where I just kind of become silent and, let the jokes sit in. But, what are we talking about here? So, the red tag cannot fit inside the plastic tag. The protector. The backside does not. The backside is popping up because the plastic connector thing is in the way. Is this considered an error? Is what considered an error? That the tag protector doesn't have a slot for the thing to fit through? Or... what are you asking? So, if it's not obvious, the tag protectors weren't made by Ty. Those were made by other people. Collectors basically would sell these, and a lot of people would put them on. So, I'm speechless. I don't understand what the hell they're asking. It's oh, it doesn't fit. Oh, is that an error that it doesn't fit in? No, it's not. It's just poorly made. Ugh. Hello, my daughter brought home this cool snort Beanie Baby. Space, period. We noted that it has a number of errors based on the internet research lack style number, so on. But I have looked and can't find one with the extra dot, space, period. Up high next to Thai ink, space, period. Can anyone tell me if this little guy might be rare, space, period, So what they're saying here is, they found that it has a number of errors, including the lack of a style number. It doesn't have one, because it's not supposed to. It's a Gen 5 tag. Those don't have them. But whatever. But, it has a little black dot on it. I couldn't find anything about that dot online. People, you're so desperate. Oh my god. Have you ever read a book that had, a little ink smudge? Or, you do know that printers aren't infallible. And it's, what do I say to this? It's a dot. They do have misprint in them, but don't know much about Beanie Babies. This one just pisses me off, because I hate that this is where we are now. I don't know anything about Beanie Babies, so let me check the internet. What's the first thing you find? Look for errors. Those are the moneymakers. It's so disappointing. Why is misinformation just everywhere? I hate it so much. Is this the last one? Yeah, it is. So, yeah, those are some stupid posts. I might do more of these at some point. For the record, I did play up my exasperation a bit. I'm not normally this, emotive. But I figured it would make it funnier, so... there you are.